Welcome to Painting with Cello, and I am your host, Cello. Now, I'm not a classically trained artist. I'm just a person who loves to paint. Ever since I was a kid, pencil and paper, hey, I'm in paradise. So I said, why not take y'all on a journey with me as I create this collection, as I prepare for an exhibit at the end of this process, an art exhibit. All those who become fans and interested, you'll be invited. It's going to be a big thing. So I want to take you along the journey with me as I create these art pieces. Click, like, subscribe, and let's get ready to paint. Hey everybody, welcome back to Painting with Marcelo, or Cello for short. For all y'all who tune in, thanks for being a part of the family. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Interact with your bro. Let me know it's real. Yeah, we're back where we left off the last time. This should be the icing on the cake. Move on to another one. Like I said, I didn't go to school for this. This is just stuff I learned myself and things I picked up in high school, art school. But no extensive training in color theory and all that other stuff. I'm just basically flying by the seat of my pants, just going off what I want to see or what I'm trying to bring to life. Am I disappointed sometimes? Yeah. I can't always pull off the perfect picture or painting that you intended to start off with, but it's life. You're gonna fall sometimes, you're gonna stumble sometimes. You're not always gonna knock it out of the park. But the best thing about it, just like life, you gotta just learn how to roll with it. Like, starting off was in just a knucklehead, learning as you go. Occasionally bumping your head, falling down. And if you were blessed, you had some type of family to be there, be in your corner to coach you, motivate you to get back on your feet or whatnot, if you understand what I'm saying. I think that's a lot of times we're missing that. You need somebody who's just gonna be honest with you, like, hey bro, I love you enough to tell you the truth and let you know that you fucking up. But I think most people these days, they used to the yes man situation. You don't want nobody trying to correct you, but when you feel like somebody's trying to correct you, or talking down on you, or talking at you, when all they doing is trying to help you, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the message don't come out laced with sugar and glowing likes. Sometimes it just be bittersweet, you just gotta bite the bullet and take the message, not the messenger. And I think that's what we mess up a lot of times. You're looking at the messenger, but you're not paying attention to the message. Because God can send somebody anything into your life to give you signs to help you navigate through this crazy world. And if you choose to ignore those signs, the consequences on what you face it's on you, playboy. Yeah. Like I remember, it's so many times, but I remember one specifically. It's when I was hustling back in the day. It was probably like 08, 09. I used to be posted up in these apartments called Boy Joy Apartments. It was right next to Turner football field. And on the other side, it used to be Barcelona Apartments, but they closed down and they just let it grow up after they tore the stuff down. You know how they do. But anyway, I was just standing up in the driveway of the apartments up under one of the street lights. And my other homeboys like Danielle, Danny Boy, Kenzie, and some more people was like standing closer over to the buildings. I think that's when Danny Boy was staying up there. But anyway, I was just standing out to myself. So that's usually how I am. I like to be in my thoughts and stuff. So this old drunk strolled up to me. I think he trying to buy something. But he was like, hey, young folk, like, what's up, OG? He like, I don't know you from a can of paint. I said, right. He said, but you got a glow around you. He said, God sent me over here to tell you that you don't belong around here. He said, everything around here don't mean you no good. He said, you gotta learn how to get out your own way. He said, you are the one that's blocking your blessings or holding yourself up. And until you learn how to get out your own way, you'll forever be fumbling and stumbling. And he just walked off. And it took me a long time just sitting and wondering, like, what do you mean by get out your own way? How do you get in your own way? Like, it was redundant to me at first, because you hear people say it all the time, but when you really sit back and take it in, like, what does it mean to get out your own way? What am I doing that is getting in my way of myself? I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. Years went by until it finally struck where he was being. You know how something come up and you are like, a situation presents itself, and sometimes you might not be in the mood to do it. It be like you don't see the reason behind it or to do it. Or if you put stuff off until like I can do that, or procrastinate, or just like you'll go against stuff that you should be doing type stuff. Like basically, and I think my biggest thing is I was a procrastinator also, and I was impatient. How does that make sense? I don't know, but it is what it is. I be wanting stuff to happen quickly, and sometimes I push the situation when I should just sit back and just let it play out. And I procrastinate sometimes when you just be in the mood where you don't feel like doing something, or something be done happen to me that day that totally like fucked up my vibe, where I just like, I'm irritated and upset for no reason now. So I had to self-evaluate. I had to look myself in the mirror and just be truthful with myself. And I was like, yeah, bro, you do be procrastinating. Like, you do put stuff off. That's why I get more done when I put a deadline on myself instead of just like, I can do it whenever. Because if I can do it whenever, that means there's no urgency to it. So now I try to set goals and things that I want to accomplish by a certain time or a date or something of that nature, and it brings us to this painting situation. Like, I've been wanting to do this, like, document all my paintings, but usually when I be in the mood, I don't be thinking about setting up no camera and none of that stuff like that. I just break out the paint, get the paint. But now I have to understand, like, hey, bro, this is content. And maybe people are willing to, or interested in looking at this and seeing, showcasing your talent. I mean, God gave it to you for a reason, right? Because I ain't gonna lie, art has been my hustle since I could remember, bro. I remember, because my mom used to draw when she was in high school. She wasn't on it like that, but when you used to go to my grandma's house, it's just like this big old picture that she had drew when she was in high school. So every time I used to go to my grandma's house, I used to stand there and just take in all of the detail and everything in the picture in amazement, like, wow, my mama created it. So I guess that's what made me. I'm like, shoot, if she could do it, I can do it. So I started off tracing Transformers out of the coloring books back in the day. And I got so good with it that people were like, boy, you fine. So one day, I was in elementary school, I got put on the spot, like, draw me this, draw me that. So I had nothing to fall back on or anything of that nature to trace over. So I had to just freehand, and it came out good. So ever since then, man, like, I've been drawing pictures. There's plenty of high school teachers that I had drew pictures of their babies. Shoot, R.I.P. Miss Ellison. People want to high pass her class. Shoot, man, I used to cut Miss Ellison's class. I ain't gonna lie to you. But shoot, it was getting close to report card time. So I'm like, so I gotta find a way how I can finesse this. So I went to Miss Ellen. She be like, where you been? I was like, I ran into some problems with the judicial system. They caused me to be absent from school. So if it's any way possible, you can give me some type of makeup work where I can at least get a C out of this class. And she was like, and since she knew, everybody knew I was talented, like for art, she was like, I'm gonna tell you what, you draw me a display of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and I got you. Man, don't you know I knocked that junk out overnight, bro. Brought that junk back and got a C out the class. Man, I remember when Miss Marsh had her baby, she had me draw a picture of them. A lot of girls who had got pregnant and had kids, I used to draw pictures for them. I remember I drew a porno book. That junk was crazy. Anybody who know me from Doug know I used to do comics and stuff. And I had did this porno. I was just a pervert back in the day. I was just a pervert back in the day. But like I say, I always made money off of my art, bro. Even if it was like tattooing girl names on their breast with a magic mark in the back of the school bus just so they can get the look up having a tattoo. So, yeah, man. So art has always been good to me. And I try to be good to it by sharing it to the world. But I'm pretty much wrapping up now, man. Ain't too much more I can do to it or would want to do to this because then it becomes too much. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes simple is good, but you know, I'm a detail freak too, so a lot of my stuff don't have details in it somewhere or something other. Just give you something to look at with the eyes. You know, like I said, I spend more time staring at the picture than actually putting paint on the picture. And those who do the artwork, they probably will understand and can relate. Like, you'll just sit there and like, what else can I do? What kind of alterations? You know what I mean? But hey, man, I really enjoyed doing this, man. And there's gonna be plenty more. Like I said, I'm doing a whole series of just a summertime theme. So when we mature, man, so hope I can put a smile on your face. And until the next time, keep painting.